Mark.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so
That
hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Let's see how this fight wraps up. So, we'll get rid of these cards, and the situation is presently as follows. There's one guy here who has not backed down yet. There are two guys wasn't running, and two guys dead. And there's a guy dead behind the building in an alley somewhere.
Can Minnow bull rush the one standing up?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So, Minnow, you want to engage the last guy who's not leaving?
Basically, he looked up, saw people started running and fire, and there's still one guy, so he still has that grin on him thinking, yay, one more! And then just barrels him down.
Okay, so you want to engage that guy. Nikki, what do you want to do?
Get inside the building and try and get some of the cloth before it all burns away.
Cool. So that you want to disengage from the fight. Shiha, what do you want to do?
I am presently trying to find Weather Worker to see if it's worth trying to make it rain to stop the fire. But, I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Sure.
It's not what Shiha's doing.
What is Shiha doing then?
Well, that depends on if I can find the spell.
I am going to help you look for that one.
Thank you.
Was there a way to take actions off a spell?
Yes, there is. So, with a word, a plea, and a pinch of luck, the weather witch asks the clouds, winds, and rain to move along, remain a little longer, or even calm down a bit. The caster may influence clouds, rain, and storms. He may not influence sun or light independent of moving clouds about. When successfully cast, the spell reduces any nasty weather to something merely bothersome and can magnify bothersome weather to something nasty. Weather Worker can reduce or increase the intensity of weather by up to 3 steps. Okay, so this is not really useful in this effect because it's
no, it requires it to be at least raining and to start with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how do you take actions off?
You can, if you want to cast a spell faster, you can take a certain number of actions off by increasing the obstacle. So you may get harder to cast, but you can do it quicker.
Well, the spell she's thinking of, was it 200 something actions?
Oh, you want to cast
256, it's Rainstorm.
Yeah, that takes a decent amount of time to cast that spell. Let's have a look at how long.
Yeah, but with help from Brother, it might actually be fast.
Yeah, it's never gonna be fast. But that's going to take a while to cast no matter what, but the question is how quickly. So... Okay, so...
The base obstacle is 4.
At most, you can shave 4 actions off it. So you can bring it down to 194, or 196.
That was not a lot.
And...
Are you sure it's 4 actions?
Yeah, 4 actions you can take off.
That is a very poorly scaling thing to do then.
Yeah, I mean, this is useful in battle and really nothing else.
That makes sense.
Which means I can make Witch Flight to taking 1 action and then just jump off. That's about it.
Yeah.
Wait, how
because
much
that takes
does...
4 actions, so it's just immediately poof.
Daniel?
Yeah.
How much does it take to decrease a spell with 3 actions?
To lower it by 3 actions would cost you... Let's see exactly what that would do.
What are you planning?
If you wanted to take 3 actions off something, you would increase the obstacle to cast it by 3 and the obstacle for the tax test by 2.
Alright, I'll save that for... wait, can I reduce it to 0, or can I only reduce it to...
No, you can, minimum of 1.
Alright, how much does it tax to take off 2 actions then?
2 plus 2 obstacle to the casting and plus 1 obstacle to the tax.
Yeah, that's still save that for when we really, really don't have any other options.
Oh, quick question, Daniel, because this might actually be a thing if I engage the guy or not. How quickly does the fire seem to take?
Let's see. This is... You're in the shitty part of town, which means that it's going to spread a lot quicker. But it is, let's see, it's a warehouse roof, it's shingled, it's not thatched. And it's not, strictly speaking, the roof. The roof is gonna catch fire really soon, but it's the side of the building that's catching fire. And some of the interior, because flaming wood has exploded into it. So...
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, this place is gonna be a torch in 5 minutes.
Alright.
How long does one volley take?
A volley is 3 heartbeats.
So 3 seconds?
Ish.
No, that's less.
Little more. So it's like... There is no real accounting for how long a volley takes. So
AJ?
it takes a
Yeah.
little while.
Since I'm guessing Jihaji would know, what is Minumir's speed stat? I just want to know if he's faster than Jihaji.
His speed is 3.
So they're equally fast.
Why?
Because if Jihaji was if he was faster, he would suggest for Minnow to go help Nicholas, and then he could take the others down. But since they're not, since they're equally fast, I'm considering what he does.
Alright, well, we know that Minnow wants to engage the guy, Nicholas wants to break off. What did Shiha want to do?
Alright, so how many are running?
2
are
guys are
running.
running away.
And Nicholas turned around and ran into the building, as I understood it.
Nicholas is moving around the building to get into it, yeah.
I think I'll follow Nicholas.
Okay, so you're ditching Minnow and yeah. So Eve and Vinny are gonna stay and fight with you, but
I'm just
the
thinking
others
it's
basically
stupid.
leave.
Yeah, you run in to get that stuff doing, and Minnow will stay here because belief is we need to actually get this shit done.
Cool. So you want to engage that guy? That guy is aware of you.
Of course he is.
However, he is.
He
Yeah,
is. If.
No, he's gonna engage you guys. It seems right. So
So he's
I
no longer
was
running.
considering if he was gonna try and jump Shihao, but he's gonna engage you guys. So
Which one are we talking about?
God one.
The only guy who's still wanting to fight.
Ah, of course.
All right, so you guys escaping this confrontation is not contested by anyone, so you just break off and run away. Minnow, let's script.
Yep. I need to remove this then, and
Plop, plop.
fuck people who are faster than me.
All right, let's reveal.
Not faster. Have
There's no
quicker-
need to check speed because you're armed with the same weapon, so you are at equal footing. All right, so I need to mention this because this affects stuff. So you can't block and strike because you don't have a shield.
Oh, okay. Then it's just a regular strike.
Okay.
So with the quarterstaff, you couldn't do the block with the middle and then strike?
Yes, that would be a counter strike.
Oh, okay.
Block and strike is specifically for carrying when you carry a shield.
I thought it was sort of the same, and Counter Strike was, jumping and then striking.
I get what you're at. The difference primarily is that when you counter strike, you use the pool you have for your attack. You split that and use some of it for defense, aka you block with your weapon. When you block and strike, you use your shield. That you can also put weapon dice over on your defense, but you don't have to. Meaning that people with shield and weapons are inherently in a better position to defend themselves than people who don't.
Okay, well, then it's strike.
Cool. So you strike, he counter strikes. He is going to spend 2 points from his attack pool to defend, and he's going to strike you with 2. So he's going to defend with 2 successes, and he is going to strike at you with
1.
1. Okay, yeah. So he does hit you, but you can see if your strike can hit him.
And I had 2.
You have 3 dice for your agility, and you have 2 extra for your health.
Kasap.
This is horribly inefficient from Evelyn because she's actually a way better fighter than you. But I prefer giving you the limelight in this regard.
You shouldn't.
So, you strike at him, but he manages to actually... This is exactly what we're talking about. He little johns you, he parries your staff, and he strikes back and clips you in the ribs.
The bitch.
Okay.
So you take a B3 wound.
Yeah. He
What is-
bruised me. Oh no.
Okay, so
I got a bruise. Oh god.
nothing significant happened yet.
Oh no.
Okay.
As long as they don't go for the face, I'm fine.
Next up, he changes stance. He hits you, and you see him like he has a surge of confidence, and he abandons defense and switches into straight offense. Reveal
Oh,
volley 2.
he's so dead now. Oh, yeah.
Cool. So you just exchange strikes, throwing caution to the wind. You throw yourself against each other. Let's see it. Roll it.
If that's all you can do, I don't really give a damn. Okay, no, not fire on info. Stats and skills, please, plugs, thank you. Duh. Make it easier.
Cool. So
Well,
you
at
hit
least I
him
hit
with
him.
2 successes.
Yes.
So he takes a strike in the brigandine again. He moves as if to let your strike slips under his staff, and you clock him in the side. If you want to, you can spend your extra success to move it up to a different location, so you can avoid the armor.
I will.
Okay, where?
Head.
Okay, so you slip it up and you clock him
precious
under the
face.
jaw, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So he thinks it's going from up to down because he saw that, but it's going from down to up.
Yeah, that's very cool. So how much damage is that?
Incidental strike, right? That's a B4.
Cool. So he takes a superficial wound. He
This-
hits you in return, and he ups his hit because you're not wearing armor. So he strikes you for a B6.
Yay!
What is that to you?
That's a light wound.
Okay, so you take another wound. So give me a steel test.
Steel. No, not fire on info. Thank you. God damn it. Modifiers, no. Other, no. Base obstacle 1.
Okay, what's your hesitation?
4.
Cool. So you hesitate for a single action.
Yeah. I'm probably bracing like, ow.
Probably.
Felt that one.
So for the next action, he strikes at you again. And you, what do? Do you stand and drool? Do you run screaming? Do you beg for mercy, or do you swoon?
He's not pretty enough to swoon. Stand and drool,
Okay.
bracing.
So it's the same as before, right? You take a strike and you stagger and you grit your teeth.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see if this guy can do anything miraculous with that hit.
Hopefully not.
There we go.
Fail it horribly. Damn it. Ow.
Yeah, so that's a hit. You can only up it to another light wound. So you take another light wound, the same category as before.
Hmm.
What are you looking at for penalty right now?
I have 3 light wounds.
Okay, so you have 3 light wounds, so you have -3. What's your lowest stat?
My lowest stat.
Yep.
Where?
So check your stats and skills, and just among your will, power, agility, speed, thought, and perception, which is lowest?
Agility and speed.
And what's your agility and speed?
3-3.
Okay, so what happens is you engage this guy who has thrown caution to the wind. You hit him, and he definitely he hesitates for a moment, and then he strikes back with all the fury and might that he can muster, and he hits you, and the hit knocks the legs out from under you, and you get knocked down, and you find that you can't get back up. You are physically injured to such an extent that while you're conscious, your body cannot actually get back up.
Okay.
So that's what
I'm
happens.
down
out
for the
there.
count.
Which means that for this next exchange that we're going to be running now, it is going to be Evelyn and Vinny against this guy, against Captain Magic.
Captain
I
America.
thought I was Captain Magic.
You're not Captain Magic. You're like Commander Nefarious.
I can live with that.
He's Dr. Dragon.
Yeah, that's obviously what's going on. So there's no reason for me to really script their interactions, face down, because I'm gonna be the one to. Actually, no. Wait. Fuck that noise. Chris, script me some actions for Evelyn.
What?
Yeah, obviously. Script me Evelyn's actions.
I refuse.
No. There's no
well,
refusing.
then
There's
we're just
only-
going to sit here all night.
There's only Hypnotoad.
How?
Just drag them out there and place her actions down, as you would if you were playing yourself. Except, do what you think Evelyn would do, I guess, if you want to roleplay it.
You'll need to
Evelyn
know
has 4
what
reflexes. So
4.
drop 4 cards in there. Guess this guy is going to do what he has been doing.
Now there is cards everywhere.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, let's reveal. First volley. Fire! He strikes. And she faints. So feint versus a strike, I think, is an automatic hit. I'm not sure.
Let's check.
I will. It's gonna be much easier when you get into fights where your beliefs are not being played.
Yeah.
You can just resolve them with 1 die roll. This is fun though. I like this. So okay. So where
It teaches us what the hell we are doing.
exactly? So feint used against strike does nothing. Okay, and strike used against feint on the other hand is obstacle 1. Okay, yeah. So she's trying to get around his defenses, but is surprised that he is going all out on his attack. So he commits, he doubles down on violently beating you with a stick. And it seems to be working.
Well, fucking good for him then.
Okay, so that's a really significant hit.
Oh,
So he
but
hits
don't kill
and
her.
he ups it to a superb hit. Which means that he basically he strikes her as hard as he can, center mass. Chris,
Yes.
you need to check for her armor. So roll me. I would like you to roll me 3d6. There's a success in there. Okay, so he winds up and delivers the strike from hell. Evelyn steps sideways into the blow, and it skids off, it hits with only half the impact on the side of her armor, which is like reinforced leather, the same kind they're wearing, and the strike is absorbed in its entirety.
Lovely.
Yeah, she knows how to wear armor. Okay, next up, let's see what you got scripted. Striking. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to see. Roll me 5 dice for her strike. She has 5 and knife, and she can actually fork brawl. So roll me, and she has help from her dude. So roll me 7 dice.
Shit. I should have been helping her, not the other way around.
I know, right?
You should have. You should have been. Yes.
But he didn't say it.
I
3.
didn't know. This is you getting to know your compatriot. So she helped you, but now maybe there's a difference in you can tell me what Minnow feels about this afterwards.
Bloody pissed is what he feels.
So I'm actually looking at
It's
Evelyn's
too bad she
character.
doesn't have any fate though.
So he's still in offensive stance, so he's screaming and swinging his staff, hoping to beat down his enemies.
Miraculously get her down.
Come on then. Come on. There we are.
Wow.
Okay, so he fucks that up royally. And
Why couldn't he
meanwhile,
do that against me?
she's
I'm
looking
asking.
closely at 3 successes to hit him. Okay, so she hits him and he gets hit in the torso. You can. She spends a success to. I mean, I'll actually let you decide, Chris. What does she do with the remaining successes? She has 2 left over. She can move the hit to an unarmored location and then upgrade the damage.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So let's see what that looks like. I should actually just have these tapped. I don't know why I keep opening them. Okay, so she delivers him a solid B5 wound, which is a light wound to him, so he needs to do a steel chest. And let's see how that plays out. See if his bravery is rewarded. It is not. Okay, so she strikes him, and I think his reaction is to... Yeah, I know exactly what he's going to do. So he stands and drools. That makes every kind of sense, actually.
Okay.
Actually, no, it doesn't. He swoons. That's exactly what he does. So she strikes him, and he's been like overexerting himself. He's huffing, he's puffing, he's tomato red in the face, just swinging and swinging. And he hits her really hard, and the blow does nothing. And she returns by like stabbing him in the face, and it becomes too much. It just overloads and swoons and falls to the ground. He lands right in front of you, Minnow. And then like
Oh, that's a bad place to land.
exactly, he lands like almost face to face with you, and then you can just see like Evelyn's boots walk around him, and you see her hand grab his head and just drags the blade across his throat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he bleeds on your face in return because of the proximity, but that happens.
You can see.
Minnow just stares up at her. I wanted to do that.
Perhaps you can see why this is a very twisted thing to say, but you can probably see why Nikki is so determined to get in her pants.
Yeah, well, now you actually kinda got someone who also wants to do that, and he has seduction.
Joy.
I love that. Please
And then the
go there.
broadest smile just spreads on Minnow's face after he says that. Really nice, though.
Yeah, so she looks down at you as you're lying there. She realizes you're not out cold, but you're still there. Like, you're still awake. You're just really badly bruised. So she smiles at you and kind of like wipes the blood off her hands. And then like her and Vinny bend down and like hoist you up and help you in.
Thank
Meanwhile, the two of you, you enter the building. The building is presently on fire. The
as
front
we
door
wanted
is
it to.
easily unlocked with like you can snag the keys off one of the guards, no problem. And you make it inside, and it's just like stacks of stuff. like some pottery, wooden boxes, like big urns filled with something or other, rolled up bundles of cloth or sacks of like probably sacks of grain or wool. And yeah, what do? You're in this building. The only light in here, in this room specifically, is like from slowly burning merchandise.
Fuck.
The fire has already spread to the bottom floor.
The main floor, like the storage floor, is 2 stories high, but it's open top, right? So there is no second floor. It's just so that you can stack stuff higher.
Well, I look to my boss because he's the boss man.
Yeah, boss man, what do you do?
Oh, fuck's sake. Just a case of. Okay, take charge. Just I turn to anyone who's present. Just say, grab whatever's not been burnt or burning, and try and get it out safe.
I guess I do that.
All right, so Rasmus, you give me a what check would that be to kind of just dally around looking at this? I'm going to go for a give me a perception chest. Give me a perception test to
give
find
you my
the stuff.
perception chest.
Yeah. Roll a perception test to find the stuff. If you don't get any successes on this test, you don't find it before everything is horribly burned. If you get 1 success, some of it will be, a lot of it will be burned. If you get 2 successes, only a bit of it will be burned. 3 or more successes, and you can like find the boxes before the fire touches them.
2 successes.
Cool. So you find like you mess around in here. Actually, I will retroactively offer Nikki the chance to help you because it sounded like he wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Cool. So throw 2 more dice, 1 for Nikki and 1 for your other for Joseph, who's also looking around in here.
A 3 and a 6.
Cool. So
But
you get 3
I
successes.
think I'll open that 6 if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's right, please. Nope.
Never mind.
All right.
3 successes.
Cool. So you find like you start messing around, and unsurprisingly, actually, you find the stuff close to the entrance because it was going to be picked up in the morning. So it's pretty conveniently placed in terms of getting it out. And
That's
as
nice.
luck would have it, the fire hasn't completely spread to this point at that moment where you think, hey, wait a minute. So you find like a stack of boxes. It's gonna take you a good chunk of work to move them out of here, but if you set about doing it right now and just use all your manpower, you can get all of this out of the building before any of it catches fire. Then of course you have to pack it onto the wagon and get out of here.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's do that.
Is that the plan?
Is it?
I'm sorry. Yes, I think that is the plan. I'm just dealing with the mad dog at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So I mean, we don't really need to roll for that. We see it happen. So we see like essentially like a quick cut together of you guys like 2 by 2 hoisting like elongated crates out of the building and just out onto the ground outside. And then eventually like we see you bringing the cart around, hoisting stuff up onto there, and then I assume jumping on the cart yourselves and then getting out of there. And as you get out of there, we see the building in front of you. The whole scene has been like illuminated in an orange glow, but the sun has gone down by now. But the orange glow, of course, turns out to be from the building that is burning to a cinder behind you, and catching nearby buildings on fire. And I think, like, as we see the Strider huffing, pulling the cart out of the shot, is at the point where we start hearing, like, other voices from around, like, around the general area start, like, screaming, fire, fire, and we hear, like, a bell start to ring. as you move out of the shot and into the night.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
You come back
What
at just the
happened?
right. Well, we've made it away with the cloth, but the warehouse and most of the neighborhood around it is going up in flames.
Which we don't mind, but
I mean, you
Yeah,
live
good
here.
shit.
Look at it this way. It'll be really hard to find us now.
Yeah, well, there's the few that did get away.
yeah, but they don't actually know that we stole anything if everything's burned down.
So,
True.
here's a... So we basically we end the session here with you guys getting away with your heist.
Hey!
Even though it went a bit rockily to start.
I have a very, very important question.
What's your very important
While
question?
they are loading every stuff on that,
Yeah.
can I loot the corpses?
No, you cannot. You can't move.
Oh, that's unfair.
Yeah, among the baggage in the wagon is Minnow.
Yeah.
Minnow can't get home under under his own power. So
Well, that's fine. This again
I did sort of take a couple of hits,
yeah,
but I did survive the great strikes with ease.
you probably have maybe a micro fracture somewhere.
Yeah, I'm fine.
As long as it's not a macro fracture.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I have 3 light wounds in B6 and a single bruise.
Yeah, so you're like pretty roughly beaten now. You'll get over this. You're not in any life danger. You're not
That would be if it was a midi wound.
exactly. So you will survive. It's just that you were terribly beaten enough for you to not actually be in a position to move under your own power.
I have a feeling it's because I were hit so much in the gut that I'm probably have a few bent ribs or something.
Yeah, it's probably you have a light punctuation somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so but yeah, we see you moving away from this, and we fade out on that imagery of the building and the surrounding buildings and the rooftops slowly spreading the fire around the district, and then people
I
starting
have
to yell
feeling
fire.
That as we hear this and we move out, it's like we're still hearing them very close by, but a top view of what's happening.
Mhm.
And sitting in the cart is sort of leaning at the side because his side fucking hurt. And then muttering softly to his brother, "Are you an arsonist?" Looking at the scene of fire everywhere. It's starting to be a theme now. Are you an arsonist?
Yeah, how do you actually feel about this? Let me probe you on that one before we actually go out and deal with Arthur. Let me probe you individually as characters. How do you feel about how this went down? Because you, Nikki, being the corporately minded individual you are, you kind of get a real a semi-positive vibe from your 2 smuggling guys, right? Joseph and Vinny are kind of okay with what happened, although being smugglers and not thugs, this is not right. This is not their venue, but you got all the stuff, and that's pretty amazing to them. And
Yeah.
now they're kind of obsessed with getting out of there.
Fuck
They're
my
so
God.
happy that they start barking.
Yeah. Evelyn, you notice, is her she doesn't move, she doesn't say anything, but her smile is pretty ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch the microphone off while I go and murder my dog. Well, not actually
Okay.
murder. I'm gonna spray him with water. Give me a second.
Go murder your dog, and we'll address how you feel about this afterwards.
Is her smile a continuation as the smile that came to her face when he complimented her?
No, it's it's a smile of personal triumph.
Okay. I still want to know what that is about.
I mean, I'll tell you, because it's relevant to Chris, and it's fine that I can inform you guys, and you can decide if you're going to act on that information in the future, or if your characters are oblivious to it. I'll leave that in your capable
Minnow
hands.
would realize because he found an attractive side to her.
But yeah, I'll wait until Chris is
Riverside?
back and then I'll.
I'm here. I'm
Don't
here.
question the way he finds people attractive.
So you notice that Evelyn is like, I'm imagining she's controlling the wagon or something like that. I don't know, but she's like smiling a very content smile, like a smile
Yeah.
of personal triumph. And this is of course like you decide if you realize this or not. But this is of course because she's always like in the time you've been knowing her, she's been lobbying for you to like stop pussyfooting around and like start taking the streets and getting violent and getting up in people's business and basically like she's more about like she's less applauding of you running the smuggling operation like quietly and more about like getting out there and bloodying the competition and carving your names into the city. And this for her seems to have been a good night.
Okay.
That seems like she agrees very much with Tiharia then.
So, what does Nikki feel about this? Like, in this moment, right, as we're pulling away, how does he feel about the operation?
He's relieved that they actually got the cloth, but yeah, he's still not a big fan of the chaos that seems to follow these two Stormlanders everywhere they go.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't even start.
You asked him to start.
That's perfect. Like that answer, like that's interesting, right? So you can work with that, or you can leave it at that. I'll leave that to you. But now we know we've addressed this. So that's how you feel as you pull away from this. How about Minnow? How do you feel besides hurt?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Not Minnow. Sorry. So Shihao, how do you feel about this operation?
I mean, this was awesome. I got a direct order to fry people with my magic, which was awesome. We got all the stuffs, which was awesome. And one of the thugs who saw me use my magic to blow up his friend got away, which is awesome because he'll start talking.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
So I got everything I wanted out of this.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I dig it.
And if he actually wants the others, I might actually get my staff skill because people will come after us. Yay!
That reminds me, actually, you can definitely like take another test towards learning staff after that fight.
Yay! Also, I can talk again. That was being noisy.
Do I get any? Do we get any other advancements?
Yeah, you could like take a take the most difficult test you had to do with knives, which is probably routine. So, do you benefit from a routine knife test?
Let's see what I do. It'll certainly be good to add a point to the learning bit.
Cool. So, have that.
Okay.
3 more and I get staffs.
Yeah, this was too easy of sorcery test for Rasmus to earn anything towards that.
Aw.
Why must I be so good at sorcery?
Weak!
Do I even have spells that can challenge me? I guess my Storm of Lightning could. I should use that more.
All right. So, that's the situation.
Did
as
I
we-
use 2 fate actually?
Yeah, you used a good deal of fate.
I used 2, right?
I mean, you're gonna have to be the one keeping track of that. If you're in doubt, I suggest watching the videos when they get uploaded.
Okay, I will do that because I can see I erased 2.
Hmm. All right. So, and
Oh,
just
right there.
let me
That was
ask you,
the-
AJ, as we finish this off, how does Minnow feel about this operation as we pull away?
Did we get everything?
You got all the cloth, yeah, by virtue of a.
Are we all alive?
You're all alive.
Did we get away safely?
Define safely.
Not dead?
We're all alive and people aren't chasing us.
Yeah, so you're not like in a high-speed chase through the streets.
Good. Then we did perfectly.
Okay, awesome. So that segues perfectly into us talking about.
Getting their gear would have been an extra. But we away with what we came for, and we're all alive, and I'm only hurting mildly.
Yeah. So let's talk about Arthur. Minnow, what's your beliefs again?
Since I sort of prefer a roof over my head, I figure I should make the heist a huge success. All 3 things have actually been done in this.
Cool. Yeah, I
This
agree.
should also help with standing in the little group.
Yeah. So
The
Absolutely.
3 things I said was we all got away alive, we got all the shit, and we got away safely.
I agree. I think this is a resolved belief. Take a persona point
Oh.
and strike
Oh,
that belief out,
yes.
and so write something new in there until next time.
Yeah.
Your second belief.
I need to find my persona. My persona ran away. There.
Okay.
Ooh, I have 2 persona points. I
Nice.
should start using that. And that is gonna get noisy sex.
I'm sure she meant to say a sec and not sex.
Yeah, I
Because that is going to get noisy sex is not what I expect to hear.
that is humorously Freudian. Okay. But yeah, Chris, regarding selling this like this cloth and so on, we will have a look at that next time. I might just decide to skip over it, or we could make something of it. That depends on you guys' preference. But okay, we have an AJ back. So, how about your second belief?
I still want to lay low, but my brother is showing off. I seriously need to stop the little brat before we get hurt.
I don't feel
Yeah,
like you.
who unleashed the dog here?
I don't feel like
Stop
you.
picking up his leash.
I don't feel like you pursued that this session. I mean, you were busy doing other
I
stuff.
didn't get to,
Yeah, so
because Boss took the leash off him.
it's true.
Good buzz, man.
What about your third
Bad
belief?
Buffman.
I need to find out what happened to the product. So I need an alchemical kit. I need to eat, and Nico needs money to give me that.
I feel
But
like
I
in a
haven't been able to do that yet.
you haven't been able to do it, but I feel like in a certain way, like this is pursuing that belief, right? Because you're getting money for the organization so that you can say to Nikki, I need you to get me this highly specialized and expensive shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like take a fate for that.
Yay, I'm up to 4 fate again.
Cool. So, any of your instincts get your character in trouble?
If I see Shihao getting into trouble, drop what I'm doing and go to his side. I kinda did bull rush the guy he was fighting with, so he
did.
ran off.
But it didn't get you in trouble, so.
It didn't!
Oh.
I just got beaten down, sure.
I mean,
I'm
that's not really what caused it, right? If
No,
you had been like,
that-
I'm gonna stay with my brother, then you would have run with him into the building. And
Sure.
so
If I
what?
see someone attractive, flirt.
Not yet, I feel like, with
Yeah,
that one.
I feel like there is
I
a setup
started
here.
putting up to actually flirting with her there on the ground,
Yeah,
but then I was hoisted up.
I feel like hitting on the boss's girlfriend is a good way to get in trouble. So yeah.
Yeah. If surprised, draw a weapon. I weren't surprised at any point in this.
Okay. Any of your traits either get you in trouble or change the story in an unforeseen way.
No.
Okay. So
No, none of them.
take a persona and a fate in total then, and then we'll move on to Nikki. Nikki, what?
Nikki.
Nikki. We
Yeah.
got a little bit different all of a sudden.
Yes.
Okay, so let's hear it for your beliefs.
Organisation running low on supplies must restock the game by any means. So money I will take the recent shipment of Lylan cloth for profit. Well, I have taken it.
Yeah, you have. Well done.
So
I
that's-
count that belief as resolved.
So that's a persona, you said?
Yeah.
I'll just remove it now. Gianni to stop drawing attention to me and my people. I will try and find evidence of magical relic or supplies for him to find to appease him. No. and needing to stop draw attention to me and my people has not. But it's been the opposite of that, really. So,
You
Indeed.
were
Nothing
not
there.
the one taking the leash off.
and someone threatens the image of my product, I will kill them to ensure they and others never do so again. That's not happened either.
It's true.
None of my instincts have really got me in any kind of trouble. I mean, the only thing I would vaguely argue is that the fact that I always carry a sharp knife was meant that I had a weapon on me that the guards spotted, but we avoided getting in trouble because of that. So,
Yeah.
in spite of that, rather. Sorry.
If it had been like a situation where a guy a knife or having a knife on you would in some way have been the cause of their suspicion, rather and that it would have given you a disadvantage to the check or something, then I would have given you fate for that. But as it happened, that didn't have anything to do with it.
No, that's okay.
So yeah. Any other instincts or traits get you in trouble or change the story?
I would say no.
Okay. In that case, let's move on to Nikki. Not to Nikki. What am I? I am off my game today. Okay,
It's 'cause
so
it's
let's
late.
move on to Shihao.
Sure.
Let's hear it for your
Looking-
beliefs then.
Looking at Shihao, I suddenly realize why he wants to use his magic instead of his spear.
I know,
Right.
right?
Why is that? It's because his magic.
Your superb hit is my incidental hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What she's saying is your character is hilariously physically weak.
Even with a fucking spear and your freaking skill. You have the skill. And still.
Well, I mean, he doesn't do much damage. He's damn good at hitting with it.
Yes, he does like a
He's
decent job
really
of
good at
striking.
hitting with it.
It just doesn't bite that deep. So let's hear it for your
true.
beliefs then.
It is my right to become a powerful sorcerer, unlike anything the world has ever seen. Fame is one form of power, therefore I will establish a cult around my personal autogram so the first stepping stone to international fame. I will spread panic in the city and among the citizens, and everyone shall know and fear my name.
You are now required to sing the start of that every time.
So that one, I mean, the last guy got away, but I don't think I actively pursued it.
I
No,
agree that it
you
wasn't
didn't do it on
actively
purpose.
pursuing, it was like a side effect of what happened.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, in the future, if you spot like such a situation, like you can easily accrue fate in such a situation by simply just being like, I let him go and turn my attention to the warehouse. Like if you,
I mean, I was thinking about it at the time, and I should totally just have said, well, this guy running away is actually in alignment with what I want, so I'll go after Nikki. But I just said I went after Nikki, so it's
exactly. And if you do that, right? If you do such a thing, that is perfectly. It's not only acceptable; it is encouraged within the game, and be like, I am going to work this trait off of this situation. I am going to work this instinct off of this situation. Like, stating it out loud lets us know what's going on with the character, which is like kind of where a lot of the drama comes from. So
Yeah. So it doesn't just seem like a happy coincidence, but your character actively thinks, well, let him run. I'm going inside.
yep. So
So I can see it that way, that he actually do it on purpose. It's not just a happy coincidence.
So this is like I feel like that's a good lesson for the game in general. So if we like move forward, think about that. I encourage that. So how about your second belief?
my second belief. I have convinced Mr. Smolak to let us join his organization, but words are only words if not followed by action. As such, I will prove to Mr. Smolak that my brother and I are useful by personally making sure we're successful in acquiring the cloth he wants. So long as I'm satisfied, that's good enough. I'm very satisfied. Actually, I'm over the moon.
Grand. I mean, I think definitely take a persona
No,
for
you're
that one.
not. You didn't turn into a bird.
Take persona for that. You were definitely you're definitely a player in this scheme to acquire the
I
cloth.
feel like I definitely played a role, both in disposing of the ugly gods and in figuring out, hey, we could just take all this if we hurry.
Yeah, you definitely did. I mean, you were also the one who identified the Guards' allegiance earlier, so you kind of like understood what you were going into.
I mean, I am the MVP for this session.
Mm,
No.
At least if you ask Jauji.
yeah, but then that would be like a free persona for every session. Let's not kid ourselves.
Oh, I
here.
have forgotten MVP was actually a thing. No. And my third, I didn't get to act on at all.
Okay.
No, but I have a feeling that you might be able to take a fate because giving him resources might actually help him in getting stuff for you.
That I'm keeping. It'll probably make him more likely to keep his end of the bargain.
God damn it, cat, shut up.
Nope.
I could argue for that if you want, Daniel.
I will accept it on the same basis that I accepted AJ getting a fate towards her belief about getting an alchemist kit. So you do that, and in the future though I might not be as lenient. So make sure to tell me, just slap me in the face with it every time you're doing something that could be misconstrued as following your beliefs or instincts. Just be that.
I think you should always be lenient. That's or lenient. That's much nicer of you.
I mean, I know it's much nicer of me, but I mean, at that point, I would no longer be slow roasting you on the burning wheel now, would I? So
Yeah, and that's bad. Why?
I have to admit, every time you say it, like use it, it's for like a metaphor or imagery way. I always just imagine a charred wagon wheel lying in some rundown backyard burning.
yeah, I like the mental image that is usually invoked is like that old torture wheel where someone lights a fire under it and someone is strapped to like the axis of it, and then just
I mean, I know it's what it's meant to represent, but it's just like, nope. This is how epic it gets. A discarded wheel in the backyard of some redneck's garden. Anything.
any of your instincts
Instincts.
get you in trouble.
I didn't any with the dreaming. I wasn't threatened at all. I just kind of killed someone. And I didn't ask Minomir for advice.
We should totally make some instances where you ask Minnow and he just gives you completely false advice because you're annoying him.
I think I might change that instinct at some point.
Smolak actually asked me to go do something. How do you do this? How to do that? Well, first you take the fishing pole, and then you hit the guy in the head who's nearest you before you throw in the hook. Okay.
You have to bite off your fingertips. Yeah, okay, so nothing from your instincts then, if that's the case. How about your traits? Did any of them get you in trouble or change the story in an unforeseen way?
Not in an unforeseen way, no.
Okay. Well, in that case, that is your Arthur for this session. Do we
Thank you,
feel like
Arthur.
do we feel like anyone earned embodiment? I definitely don't feel like that. Moldbreaker, no one was playing a Moldbreaker. No workhorse, no MVP. Lots of
I
personal
said I
goals.
was MVP.
I know what you said. Yeah, so I feel like this is it, right? You get some persona, some of you got some fate, and definitely like next session we'll talk about the actual gain you got from this, the financial boost that your organization will see from fencing this stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is we won't bother with actually fencing it. It is assumed that Nicky has some criminal contacts. We established that when we established that how he's selling his drugs when he's smuggling them in. So through such a fence, you will get cash die for this.
Okay.
I guess I could actually just tell you that right now. You will be getting a so-called fund of cash for this. A fund is different from cash die in that a cash die gets spent. A fund gets spent differently. A fund also runs out, but it gets spent differently. The fund basically means that you have like it represents you shipping off the cloth and selling it to buyers step by step and some of the way. And this would net you a D4 fund, which means that when you do resource checks from now on, you roll with 4 dice until the fund is exhausted.
Nice.
Okay, I've put D4 in the fun section of the menu.
Yep. You can also like write in the parentheses like it's from the cloth you stole,
Lilan cloth.
Perfect.
which is that is like it's an exotic fabric, so that is why it represents a 4D font and not just like if it had been cotton, it would have been like 2D at most.
Okay.
So, once I'm done bleeding internally, we can take another place.
Yes. Alright, okay. In that case, that's all sorted. I'm hopping out of the game.
Yeah, everything is done for now. So let's let's say goodbye to the audience then, and that's basically all she wrote for now. We'll be picking up next time, see what happens with you guys now that you're in a slightly different position and in a place where you can chase some different beliefs, or we'll see like if your beliefs have been changed up at all. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much for playing, you guys, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much for watching the game. And join us next time for more Burning Wheel. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.